Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School basketball. Hi, I'm John Megliaro, being joined by Jim Allender for tonight's game between East Brunswick and Edison. Jim, we were here the other night. East Brunswick lost to Perth Amboy, a rather tough loss, particularly in the GMC conference. And now they play another GMC foe in Edison. This is the night they need to get well.
Absolutely. I think all talk now of vying for the Red Division title has to go out the window. Priority one, as we mentioned the other night, was qualifying for a state playoff berth, and that has to be a 500 or better record as of January 31st. As a result of that, I think if the Bears can have a 500 record, they should be in consideration for the Greater Middlesex Conference tournament, which will be starting about 2 weeks thereafter. We all know that the Bears are defending GMC champs. The way to get this all started is to win tonight, and obviously I think the Bears, with their record 4-5 versus 0-6, have to be considered the favorites. It wasn't a particularly great performance the other night against Perth Amboy, but there were some good things. I think in that one run that we saw where the Bears were able to narrow an 11-point margin, as a matter of fact, they had a 16-0 run, we saw the big men starting to get involved, and I think that's what we're going to have to see tonight. But I think the best way to describe this is just simply to read a little scouting report that Frank Knottenberger gave to us, and he says, we expect to put a lot of pressure on Edison tonight. Our defense has got to give us more points on transition and more turnovers. We must play with confidence, and I think that hits the nail on the head. The Bears have to have some confidence in what they're doing tonight. It's going to be a game which they should win. We're hoping to see a victory tonight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, it's East Brunswick coming in at 4-5, Edison coming in surprisingly 0-6. That doesn't mean, though, this won't be a good game. East Brunswick and Edison, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, Jim, we're about ready to get underway here, East Brunswick Edison. And if you have a moment, maybe you can go through the starting lineups.
Okay, we're looking at East Brunswick on the court. Of course, the same starting lineup: Brian Forte, 32, Ramon Trent, 23, Bernie Willis, 54, jumping at center, Larry Steenvoorden, 45, and Mark Monososki, 33. For Edison, number 20, Pete Brady, Steve DeBrito, 52, Gordon Lewis, 42, Doug McCann, 40, and Howard Foreman, 50.
All right, the opening tip-off, and it's controlled by Edison. They come in 0-6, East Brunswick 4-5.
East Brunswick's junior varsity with an 85-44 victory tonight to extend their record to 7-0, undefeated.
Shot by DeBrito's no good. This is Monoseski on a pass from Trent, won't go. And Edison will clear the boards. Shot blocked by Willis. And it'll go over to East Brunswick.
So both teams missing some inside shots here. East Brunswick, as we have noted, has had trouble in its inside game.
Monoseski off the rim.
And it looks like the Bears are opening with a man-to-man defense. And I think the reason for that, John, is that they believe that they have the advantage in team speed, which wasn't the case against Perth Amboy last week when we saw them. So we'll see how that man-to-man works. And Edison is choosing to open into a 2-3 zone, daring East Brunswick's guards to shoot, like Martyszewski.
Here's Trent from the corner. No good. Steenvoorden off the glass, no basket, a charge is called. And we have yet to have a score.
Two key players for Edison are missing tonight. One we're familiar with, the quarterback on the football team, Mike Boslett, injured his ankle and he's no longer available. And then there was another player who is no longer with the team, Boyce. So Edison is missing two fine players.
Edison trying to work it in. Shot no good by Lewis.
2-on-1,
Trent with the speed. He should take it himself. He does. And East Brunswick goes on top 2-0. First bucket of the evening. Blocked by Willis. Saved to Trent. To Monoseski underneath.
Two quick buckets. Press off
off the basket.
And Edison really having trouble with this press. Foul.
And I guess they're going to get Steenvoorden again, and that would be his second foul.
You're right, Jim. Larry Steenvoorden with his second foul.
So, John, immediately Brett Charleston replaces Steenvoorden. Brett Charleston, a mainstay on the junior varsity, but also seeing some varsity action.
Pete Brady at the line for Edison, sinks the first. He'll get one more. East Brunswick on top 4-1. And Brady makes it 4-2. There's Charleston to Trent. Back into Charleston, no good. Unable to be saved, and he'll go over to Edison.
Still the press.
Brady looking underneath, he's got his man. No good, that was DeBrito, but a foul is called.
And I think they're going to call Charleston on this.
Against Lewis
I'll
for
check that.
Edison.
A little bit of
42.
elbow action, okay.
Mataseski looking for Trent. Come on, back out to Mark. Off the rim. Cleared by Foreman. DeBrito trying to force it up. And a foul will be called.
Mataseski a little too close. Edison's strategy of playing a 2-3, I think, is pretty good because East Brunswick has shown in earlier games that they really are not a good outside shooting club. Brian Forte has shown flashes of being hot at times, and it remains for him to take the opening that he's given. But well, there's another foul.
Charleston reaching inside. That'll be his first.
So the Bears, John, quickly pick up 14 fouls. Next one is a bonus situation.
4-2 with 5:13 to go here in the first period. East Brunswick on top. Here's Foreman, no good. And a foul will be called on Foreman, reaching in, trying to get his own rebound.
A lot of whistles.
So the Bears will bring it up. Trent looking inside to get it to Forte, no good. Brady with the hustle. Edison is a rather small team, Jim.
Yeah, they are. Another situation where the Bears have the the height advantage.
Forte, no good. And Brady will bring it down for the Eagles. Mataseski with the pressure. He's going to be called for a foul for reaching in.
And that's number 2 for him, and Edison will go to the line shooting a 1-and-1. Not really a high-quality game we're seeing here so far. We almost have half of the first period gone, and it's only 4-2, John.
So we're in the bonus situation. And the shot made by McCann, number 40, who's a sophomore. And he puts a second. We're tied at 4 with 4:30 to go here, first period.
So Edison ties the score and doesn't have a field goal yet.
Trent underneath to Willis. Willis banks it in.
Very nice. Good lesson right there on that play, John. Willis did not have to put the ball to the floor, elected to go to the basket. He only needed to take one step, and that was all the difference of being able to get that basket and not have it blocked.
Buzzy Landis is in for Mataseski. Landis, number 21.
Missed last game due to eye ailment, my understanding is.
Brady, DeBrito from the side, in and out, gets his own rebound, no good, and cleared by Willis. Bears by 2, 6-4, Trent's by himself. He'll put it up and hits. 8-4, East Brunswick.
Good steal.
Steal by Landis and a foul by Brady.
All right. 13 foul.
If you look down the Edison roster, the tallest man they have is Lewis, number 42. He's 6'5".
After that, it's all downhill.
Yeah.
Well, Edison, quite truthfully, has never really had a strong program to the degree that they would challenge for a Red Division championship. It just does not seem to be the sport that they excel in.
This is Lewis with the ball. Off to DeBrito. He's going to bowl his way into the middle, and a charge is going to be called.
Well, I guess not.
Oh, they're going to call Trent, rather.
Yeah, thought that would be a charge for sure. Looks like Ramon really established position there.
8-4, East Brunswick on top. 3:16 to go in the first period. A very sluggish start to this game. DeBrito missing and cleared by Forte. Landis out to Charleston. Charleston throws up an air ball. And the fans are on him a little bit. And they're gonna call Brady for turning it over. It'll go over to the Bears. Trent with the jumper. No good. Foreman with the rebound. And Brady will bring it up for the Eagles. East Brunswick playing a tight man defense. And a bad pass will bring it down. Forte to Trent.
Super pass.
And the layup is good. And the Bears are up by 6, 10-4.
That play right there showed you Brian Forte's natural ability. He was looking the other way. And, you know, it was interesting that he did not see Trent going on the right side. And I have to think that that's one of the reasons why he's a good passing quarterback in football. He has that sense of being around, of seeing things that normal people can't see.
Edison having trouble. And a foul will be called inside. I believe it's on Forte.
The Bears are ringing up a lot of fouls here in the first quarter. They're going to have to watch it. They're going to be in foul trouble. Already, Motoseski and Steenvoorden have 2 apiece.
10-4, the Bears in front. 1:57 to go, first period. McCann at the line, he hits.
I'm laughing because all of Edison's points are via the foul line. They don't have a field goal yet.
And McCann adds to the Edison scoring, 10-6. 4-point game for the Bears. Landis looking to Charleston. Tries to go baseline, bounces it off the bottom of the board, and controlled by the Bears. Forte will throw it up, but a foul's been called.
Is that basket good?
No, I think the foul was committed before the ball went through on DeBrito.
Well, then if it was okay, then it could be a shooting foul, so Bears take it out underneath.
There's Buzzy from the outside, in and out. Lewis with the rebound. Brady trying to bring it down. He's tied up. Underneath the Foreman.
Foreman spending a lot of time in the key there.
Edison will have it under their own basket. 127.
Nice block by Willis. Just tipped that ball.
Lewis shot block. Bears will have Forte bring it up. He's off the iron with it.
Another steal. Okay.
And surprisingly, Edison is hanging in there. Bad pass, but they'll control it. Foreman.
Good block again by Willis.
Here comes Trent. Nice behind the back pass to Forte. Off the glass, and East Brunswick extends their lead by 6, 12-6, with 50 seconds to go here in the first period. DeBrito, no good.
Edison still without a field goal. Less than a minute left, John.
Charleston rebound to Trent to Forte. 35 seconds to go, first period. Landis will take the shot. No. Tap in by Willis, no good.
And I think they're going to get Bernie now.
Bernie coming over the top.
Yeah, that's his first foul.
So with 28 seconds in this first period, East Brunswick up by 6. Edison will have the ball.
I believe this is they're going to get a shot on this. Looks like Foreman's going to go to the line, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right, Jim.
Was a not a player control foul. Edison with McCann on 4 and Brady with 2 foul shots. All 6 points so far.
And Foreman. Well, so far Edison's been great at the line.
They're perfect. 7 for 7.
And they missed for the first time. 12-7, Bears by 5. Tenor is in, number 24. Bryan to Charleston. Looking across, Buzzy. East Brunswick doing a good job of moving the ball. Gonna play for that last shot with 8 seconds. Here's Willis on the turnaround. Won't go. Charleston underneath, no. Forte misses, and it's cleared by Lewis, and that'll do it here first period. East Brunswick on top, 12-7.
Well, East Brunswick using a rather tough man-to-man defense gave Edison all the trouble it could have, except the only problem is that they do have 8 fouls after that first period, and I think the Bears are going to have to be a little concerned that they don't get into foul trouble. As it is, Matuszewski and Steenvoorden have a pair. Forte, Trent, and Charleston each picked up a foul, as did Bernie Willis. Leading scorer for the Bears after first period, Ramon Trent with 3 field goals for 6 points. And Willis, Matuszewski, and Forte each have a field goal. And as we mentioned for Edison, very simply, they only got 7 points on 7 for 8 from the foul line.
Unusual game. Edison really does not have much talent in a basketball way, yet they're hanging in there. And East Brunswick doing some nice things. I'm really looking forward East Brunswick to blow it open this period.
Well, it's very possible. I think they starting to play with confidence, and we mentioned up top that that was the sort of missing ingredient that the Bears did not have in their game against Perth Amboy last week. They're looking to do that. By the way, John, some players who are playing college ball now, courtesy of Frank Knottenberger. Ray Schiffler is co-captain of Fairleigh Dickinson in Madison. Greg Berliner, we know, is at Lehigh. Billy Zahn is at John Hopkins. And Gary Harmon, older brother of Mark Harmon, is at Stockton State.
Okay. And the Bears will start the second period off with the ball. Charleston will take the shot. Won't go, and Edison will bring it down. McCann in the middle. No good. Rebound Willis. Out to Tenora. Forte. East Brunswick moving the ball quite well, as we said. And this is what Knoppenberger's looking. Good pass inside to Willis from Trent. Just can't do it, though.
Bernie couldn't put it up. Something I've noticed about Willis, and something he's going to have to work on, is he really doesn't use his left hand. And not that that was an opportunity to use it, but I remember in another play, he could have easily gone to his left, but chose to go to his right, drew a charging foul. So Bernie needs to get a little more versatile down underneath.
I think another thing, too, Jim, and surely we're not knocking Bernie, but he may be getting caught too far under the basket, where he just doesn't have the angle to make those layups.
All right. So
Either way, Brady's at the line. He's shooting 2.
And need we mention again that foul shots are the only scoring for Edison?
The foul was on Tenora. And Brady
There it
will
is.
put it back up.
First one.
So, slowly and quietly, Edison is back in this game. 12-10. They trail by 2. Trent. There's Willis in the middle. Good block from behind by Lewis. And Edison has a chance to tie it. Steal by Trent. And he'll put it up off the glass.
Well, that was a case
14-10.
of Ramon's quickness.
East Brunswick by 4.
Good pressure.
Down to McCann underneath for Lewis. Lewis fouled underneath. I believe it's going to be on Trent.
Okay, they called it out of bounds. Apparently, Trent was able to get his hand on the ball.
Okay.
Looks like Sean Collins is going to see his first action tonight.
Brady throws one up and hits. Edison trails by 2, 14-12.
And this game a lot closer than we thought.
Surprisingly so. There's Trent. Bad pass from Forte.
Well,
And Frank Knoppenberger wants a timeout.
yeah, I thought that, I think Forte had mentioned that, or thought that Trent was going to cut to the basket on that, John. And Ramon was just standing there.
So, as we said, in a very quiet way, Edison is back in this game. They only trail by a bucket, 14-12, with 5:50 to go before half.
Well, you had the feeling that that the Bears were going to be able to maybe extend the margin somewhat. You know, it was a good 12-7 lead after one quarter, and now all of a sudden Edison, the Eagles come back with 5 points. Quick point, 2 buckets by Brady. Yeah, it's these ups and downs. They drive you crazy. Well, what a quick moment here if we have. Also want to, in addition to the JVs being undefeated, both the 9th and 8th grade teams for East Brunswick are unbeaten. The freshmen coached by Tom Hockenjoss and Tommy Watts have a 7-0 record, and they're led by Dave Beck, Mike Reisner, Chris Henry, and Ryan Daly. And the 8th grade team 4-0 as of last week with Pete Forte. Does that sound familiar, Pete Forte?
Yes.
Okay, Varnell Johnson and Todd Nonstad.
Well, there definitely is a basketball program here in East Brunswick.
3-pointer.
Shot outside, hit by number 30, Bouzone.
They take the lead.
And Edison takes the lead for the first time, 15-14. John Bouzone comes in and puts Edison on top.
Good pass.
Underneath, Collins, and a foul will be called.
And
Foreman.
is that basket good?
Apparently not.
Basket's
the
good.
basket's good, okay. So we all waited for the official call. So Collins will go at the line. He'll shoot 1. Can't convert the 3-point play. So East Brunswick holds on to a 1-point lead, 16-15. And Brady takes it right down. DeBrito hits. And Edison now by 1, 17-16. Cross court to Trent. Mataseski who's in. And a foul is going to be called. Number 40. That's McCann.
All right, that should put East Brunswick in the bonus situation.
Mataseski at the line, hits. Ties the score at 17. And he hits the second.
lead swinging back and forth here now that after Edison had gotten its first lead.
I'll say this much, at this juncture, Jim, Edison does not look like an 0-6 team.
They are playing with more confidence.
There's Foreman, and he's fouled by Collins.
They're going to catch Sean.
And Foreman will go to the line. .439 left in the second period. And Foreman ties it at 18. And he puts Edison up and up by 1. 19-18, there's Trent. Odeseski looking underneath to Charleston, baseline, and he hits.
Okay.
So we go back and forth, 2019 Bears.
And this game is somewhat settled down now after a rather lethargic start.
Zone, he's the one with the three-point capability.
Now you notice that the Bears are in a zone. I guess that was necessitated by all the fouling. I think Knottenberger was quite concerned with too many fouls, so that's why Edison's getting a lot of its shots now.
And Brady and DeBrito back and forth. Foreman inside, back out to Bouzone. Poor pass, nice play by Brady to keep it alive, and DeBrito from the outside. Rebound, Charleston, and a foul on Bouzone, his first, I believe. Coming over the top.
That was a good defensive sequence for the Bears. They were playing a 1-2-2.
Willis will come in, give Collins a rest.
And I guess that's Charleston at the line.
Charleston is at the line. And he hits East Brunswick by 2, 21-19. 3:39 to go, second period. And a lane violation.
Willis stepping in.
That basket will be taken away.
And I just see another couple of gray hairs in Frank Knottenberger's head off that play.
McCann comes down to DeBrito. Good block by Trent. Edison able to retain the ball.
Okay, back to a 1-2-2. Now we're to 3-2. A lot of switching going on.
Clock running down to 3:15. Second period, Brady will take it himself.
And that's a good defense to play right now. I think Edison is confused. They don't have too much confidence in their outside shooting, and East Brunswick is just daring them.
Monteseschi called with the charge.
And Monteseschi picks up his third.
And Landis will come in for him.
All right, the official blew the whistle. Willis has to give him a little more room.
East Brunswick by 2, 21-19. Bouzone with the ball. Back to Brady, who's the playmaker for this team. And he turns it over. Or what we used to call palming.
Yeah. Just a casual observation. A heck of a lot of whistles tonight. Some of the calls, I think, probably they could have let go.
All right, the Bears trying to move it around. Look for open man, maybe someone under the back door. Landis, three-point hits. Will they give it to him? No, they don't.
No, the hands have to go up in the air by the referee.
He looked outside the line. Bears by 4, 23-19. Underneath is McCann. Zone rebound,
Nice
blocked by Trent.
block, nice block.
Forte will bring it down and up. Back over to Trent. Look at that speed off the board.
Now that was a case where Ramon had to put the ball on the floor. Bears another steal.
So the Bears playing some tough defense. 2 minutes to go in the period. Technical foul on the coach, on Edison's head coach.
Well, apparently Muldowney or somebody from the bench said something. So Buzzy Landis apparently is named to take the foul shots.
So the technical will be shot by Landis. It's 25-19, 2 shots rather for the technical. 26-19 East Brunswick. 1:57 to go here in the second period.
And a point here, and the East Brunswick Bears will have their largest lead, just like that.
And there it is. So the Bears by 8, and Edison will call a timeout.
Well, Muldowney, the Edison coach, calls timeout, wants an explanation. And there you see, he's talking to the official.
And apparently Muldowney didn't realize he said anything out of order.
Yeah. Jim Muldowney mentioned a little bit of Ben. He played for Edison back in the early 70s when the Eagles, believe it or not, had a good team. Known as a fiery coach, he moved on to Middlesex County College, where he coached the Colts to a number of good seasons. And when the only problem was he wasn't a full-time teacher, and when the opportunity arose for him to get into the Edison teaching system, he jumped at it. The coaching job for Edison had been held by the athletic director, Bob Coward, who actually was Muldowney's coach back in that early 70s team. So Mr. Coward, I know, is quite glad to relinquish the coaching reins and give him to Jim Muldowney. But still, the Edison program has its problems.
Well, he may be the type of person who could turn it around. East Brunswick now will have the ball, 1:50 to go, second period. They're on top, 27-19. That's Steenvoorden. Over to Trent, to Forte, Landis.
Yeah, the Bears moving the ball around nice. Taking what they're given.
Looking inside for Willis, no good, but they'll hold on to it.
I think they can afford to show some patience.
Brian will push it up. Poor shot, and the foul is going to be called on Bouzon, number 30, his second.
Yeah, that was a forced shot.
So, Willis will go to the line.
1-1.
And he'll get an opportunity to take a second. 28-19 now, East Brunswick. And the Bears by 10.
And Bears are 7 for 9 from the foul line tonight, and I'll tell you what, that's a vast improvement.
Again, no go. And a foul called on Steenvoorden.
Number 3.
I didn't see it.
Well, whether you saw it or not, he's a foul, and poor Larry, he's not having the best of times tonight. Enters the game and immediately is hit with his 3rd foul. So we're going to see Dwayne Taylor tonight for the first time.
Number 51, Dwayne Taylor. So it's Willis, Trent, Taylor, Forte, and Landis for the Bears, with 1:10 in the second period.
Good height there for the Bears.
East Brunswick by 10. Foreman with the rebound, and the basket's good as he's fouled.
Well, Taylor picks that one up. And that was an important bucket for Edison. It was. It's going to give them the opportunity to bring this margin down to 7 points.
Foreman, 3-point play. 29-22. East Brunswick by 7. Under a minute now to go.
Willis playing the corner.
Landis with the shot and hits. 31-22, the Bears by 9. Steal by Forte, he'll take it himself. 35 seconds.
Nice steal by Brian. Deceptively quick.
Bears by 11. McCann against Taylor, he trips, they're gonna call a travel.
Right. Get an observation about Brian Forte there. You saw his quickness. That's something that you would normally see from somebody who is less than 6 feet, perhaps, maybe a little less bulky, but Brian uses his feet well, good instincts, and was able to make that steal.
Last 20 seconds of the period.
Looks like he's trimmed down a little bit, too, from football.
East Brunswick looking inside for Taylor. Trent trying to get it over to Willis underneath. It'll go over to Edison, however. Ball goes out of bounds, 8 seconds. The Bears by 11, 33-22. Four seconds.
I don't think you're going to get it off.
And that should do it. So here, the first half at East Brunswick High School, the Bears open up a 11-point lead and go in 33-22.
Yeah, they had a nice little burst there toward the end that was able to extend that score back to an 11-point margin. I think it's going to be a tough uphill battle for Edison in the second half. They just don't seem to have the horses to be able to run with East Brunswick, and I think the zone that the Bears have applied in the latter portion of this half has forced Edison to shoot from the outside, and they don't seem to have the people that can do it.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Jim. It looks like Edison's going to have a tough go of it now. They really don't have the players to match up with East Brunswick. And East Brunswick with an 11-point lead should find the second half of this game rather easy going, I would think.
We've said that before, right? You know,
we'll see, though.
Sure. You want to go over the scoring now, or you want to wait till okay?
We'll tally up the stats that we have, and we'll be back with the start of the second half in just a moment. And as we get ready to start this second half, you're looking at Kathy and Colleen Ambrosi, wife and daughter of our cameraman, Dave Ambrosi.
Geez, I wonder why he opened up with that shot.
Little partiality here.
We're about ready to go here. I'm going to try to fill in the scoring as we go along here for East Brunswick. Leading scorer, Ramon Trent, 10 points.
Edison, McCann, stuffed by Willis as we start this third period.
Okay, Buzzy Landis with 6 points, Brian Forte 4, Mark Monteseschi 4, Sean Collins 2, Bernie Willis 4, I mentioned that. Brett Charleston 5 points.
All right, Trent with the shot, followed up by Willis for the bucket. East Brunswick now by 13, 35-22.
2 players for Edison with 7 points.
Foreman, foul by Steenvoorden, I believe.
Yeah, Pete Brady with 7, and also Foreman with 7 points. 1, 2, just 4 field goals for Edison in that whole entire first half. So Steenvoorden picks up his 4th foul, predictably, with not even a minute gone, not even 30 seconds gone. Whoops. Uh-oh.
45,
okay.
Steenvoorden is thrown out of the game.
Larry had just a little bit much to say. And he goes into the locker room. Not the way to start a half.
And in the GMC, I believe he's banned from the next game as well.
I'm not sure about that ruling in terms of, I think the banning has to be because of unsportsmanlike or blatant, unsportsmanlike conduct. That was a comment that was made, and we'll have to check that out.
Foreman will get the 2-shot technical, missing the first. And Jimmy, when you're up by 13, I don't see the need to
exactly
put any language on the referee.
Okay, so right at this point now, I think we have the 2-shot technical after that 2-shot foul.
Foul, right. And Foreman's not helping his team at all.
Well, he's 1 for 3.
And he makes, so we're 35-24, the Bears by 11.
And off that technical foul, Edison inbounds the ball.
just starting the third period, and Larry Steenborn has been ejected from the game. Foul on Trent. Nice attempt, tried to steal the ball from Brady, but got caught.
Brian's second foul.
Ramon, you mean?
I apologize.
Anyway, Edison will try to get on track. And they're stumbling. There's another turnover. Forte will bring it down. He's got Trent, and he'll dump it to Charleston. Brett can't do it. And Foreman with the rebound for the Eagles. And Brady again called for turning it over. Mataseski. Willis follows up. East Brunswick by 13, 37-24.
Okay, we do have confirmation that Larry Steenvoorden with the ejection is ineligible for the next game. That's a GMC rule.
And a foul called.
So that is a regrettable ejection for the Bears. And let's take a look and see who the next opponent is.
Foul on Foreman, so East Brunswick will throw it in.
Foreman's third foul.
.6:25 to go, third period. The Bears up by 13, 37-24. And Trent will take it and hits.
And Bernie's getting a little hot. He's got 3 buckets this quarter. Next game for East Brunswick will be at St. Joseph, and the Falcons, as always, one of the better clubs in the division. I think they have but 2 losses.
East Brunswick now by 15, and a
Forte.
steal by Forte.
Puts it in.
And East Brunswick really starting to open it up in a timeout by Edison. So with the score 41-24, Edison calls timeout.
Now, you know, John, let's just go back to this ruling here. This was this business of a player being ineligible or suspended for a game following being ejected was something that Charlie King, the athletic director and president of the Greater Middlesex Conference, had more or less had voted in simply because, you know, sportsmanship is a big thing, and certainly that's the case here. So you got to understand that if you're going to say something or do something to another player on another team, you're going to pay the consequences, and I think it's a rule that's good.
Or in this case, say something to an official.
Exactly.
And I agree with you, Jim. You know, and as we said, this isn't a close game where, you know, energies or excitement, someone can lose their point of control.
Yeah.
I mean, East Brunswick at the time was up by 13 points.
Well, it's been a personally frustrating game for Larry Steenborn,
Sure.
hasn't it been? I think he's played all of about maybe 3 minutes on the floor and picked up 4 fouls, and I think he was quite frustrated. Not an excuse, but just perhaps an explanation.
So Edison with the ball, trailing by 17, and stolen by Willis. Blocked by Foreman.
It appeared as though it was blocked.
And DeBrito puts it up off the glass.
First bucket of the quarter. Only the 5th field goal all night for Edison.
Mataseski, three-pointer, no. Bouzon with the rebound.
Poor shot selection.
41-26 the Bears, 5:10 to go, third period. DeBrito puts his second bucket in. Charleston inside, turnaround, good.
Nice bucket.
43-28, East Brunswick. McCann on the drive to Lewis. Lewis can't put it in. Looking underneath for Willis. Charleston to Willis, almost. Forte with the rebound. And Bryan puts it in.
Bryan having a real good game here tonight, I think. You know, he hasn't done much in the scoring column. He really only has 8 points. But I think a nice floor game. He's made a couple of good steals, and he's showing a real good intelligence out there.
And good hustle.
Yep, being the leader that East Brunswick needs.
Landis fouls, Willis fouls Lewis. And a good heads-up play by Lewis. Basket, and now it'll be a 3-point play if he can convert. East Brunswick by 15, 45-30, with 4:09 to go, third period. And Lewis cannot convert. Landis in for Mataseski. There's Willis. Ball is hit. And a good defense by Edison. Good
Nice pass.
Brady into Lewis, but blocked by Willis.
Boy, we're going up and down here now.
And we're seeing some good defense at both ends of the court. East Brunswick slowing it down just a bit.
Bears doing a decent job of getting it inside tonight. Really haven't seen all that much outside shooting.
And a foul is going to be called on Lewis, I believe, number 42. Sorry, DeBrito, 52. So East Brunswick will throw it in. Landis. Trent inside. Forte along the baseline. Willis fighting. Blocked. And Foreman will come back in for Edison. Again, as we said, Edison does not have much height. Here's Trent from the corner off the rim, and Edison will bring it up. 3:14 to go here in the third period. East Brunswick by 15, 45-30. Jim Allender and John Migliaro bringing you the action. Stolen by Landis.
Buzzy by himself.
Buzzy pull up, Trent rebound. No good, Landis rebound. And Charleston fouled as he goes up with it.
Bears get 3 shots on that sequence.
Foul on Bouzone.
And that is 3. Both Bouzone and Foreman have 3 fouls for East Brunswick. Wadaszewski hasn't seen much action. He has 3 fouls for East Brunswick. We already know that Steenvoorden has been ejected from the game, so he's unavailable.
Charleston at the line, missing the first. In and out. Bouzone bringing it up quickly to Foreman. Foreman hits off the glass.
Okay.
Foul against number 21, Landis.
It's Lance's first foul, so not in trouble.
45-32, the Bears by 13. Yet Edison showing a lot of fight and determination. Foreman unable to convert the 3-point play. Nice pass. Charleston banks it.
And Charleston has 9 points already.
DeBrito takes the pass from Lewis down court and puts it in.
Very nice play. Used the board nicely on that.
47-34.
And East Brunswick Not with a particularly safe lead here, 13 points.
Landis from the top of the key hits. 49-34, the Bears by 15 again.
Especially with the way this game has been going. We've seen runs of 10 points within a minute or two. It's really something the way this game. There's a steal.
Steal by Charleston. Forte, and he's fouled by Brady. Brady's one of those little scrappy guys.
He really is. I think there's always a role, though, for a player like that on a team. I think Landis fills it out nicely for East Brunswick.
Brian will go out to the line to shoot 2. 2 minutes to go here in the third period. East Brunswick High School, the Bears on top. Now 50-34. 16-point lead.
Brian good on both.
Bears now 51-34. Foul's going to be called on Tenora.
Apparently a trip. And that ought to be a bonus for Edison. 1-1, 5th team foul.
So DeBrito will go to the line for the Eagles. He's in the bonus situation. No good. Willis with the rebound.
Nice move.
Forte take it himself.
Mr. Forte is showing me something tonight. Best performance that I've seen him this year.
Bouzone can't hold on to it, goes over to the Bears. I think he's starting to feel comfortable in his role with this team, Jim.
Exactly.
Tenora, number 24, in for the Bears. This is Trent, back to Forte, Tenora. Dave Potter's in, first time we've seen him tonight, number 50. Minute 15 to go in the period. Brady underneath to Lewis. Lewis is fouled by Trent. And it won't go.
Ramon picking up his third.
.113 left in this third period.
It's a slow period, John. A lot of whistles, and I think I mentioned that before. Seems to be an awful lot of whistles.
Lewis hits the first. And makes the second. 53-36, East Brunswick on top, 1:10 to go. Third quarter action. Dave Potter in the middle.
Takes up a lot of space in there.
He does. This is Landis with the shot. And a foul's going to be called on McCann, pushing against Forte.
Brian seemed to have a little position down there.
Forte unable to hit. Edison will inbound the ball with 56 seconds. Bears up by 17. And starting to press Edison just a bit. Brady's fouled in the back. Landis. No, I'm sorry, Tenora with the foul.
So Kyle picks up his third. Edison with plenty of opportunities to go to the line tonight.
So Brady picks up Edison's 37th point of the evening. This is Landis, good pass to Willis, and a good move. Bernie Willis starting to come into his own this game.
Well, he's got 8 points this quarter.
Brady looking, DeBrito will take the shot, and he'll put it in. 55-39, East Brunswick, 20 seconds, third period. They'll go for the last shot. Forte, Tenora, blocked, and that's it. That'll end the third period. East Brunswick on top, 55-39.
And a seemingly safe lead here. 16 points. And Edison showing a few sparks, but by and large, East Brunswick having a fairly comfortable time tonight. They seem to have turned it on when they needed to, and they're doing a good job all the way around. And I think Bernie Willis, as you mentioned, is starting to play a good game here. He's got 8 points this quarter to account for the, well, let's see, I think Forte also had 8 points. He had 3 field goals and 2 foul shots. So to add to his 4, he has 12. Willis has 12 also. And Ramon Trent, who was the leading scorer for East Brunswick at the halftime, went scoreless. And Brent Charleston also having a good game. He has 9 points. So the scoring fairly evenly distributed for East Brunswick. The Bears are averaging 63 points a game. And interestingly, they are also giving up 63 points a game. So just about, they're going to be a 500 club tonight after tonight's game, assuming that they win this game. So let's just say it's a fairly even performance for the Bears.
And we should mention, and I've been negligent in this point, that Phil Hill, who usually joins us, is not with us this evening. Phil could not be with us due to another commitment. And we do miss Phil, and I didn't want him to think we forgot about him. As we start the last 8 minutes of this ball game at East Brunswick High School, the Bears have it in their end, leading by 16. This is Potter with the turnaround. Won't go. Willis with the tap in.
Willis on the tip.
And a steal by Forte. Trying to go around, no good.
Terrific
Willis
move.
Again.
Willis on that tip, but I'll tell you what,
And
Brian Forte's follow-up.
Edison wants timeout. Muldowney, see if he can get it. He'll get the timeout.
This is one of those situations where I wish we had instant replay, because that was a fine, fine individual effort by Brian Forte. Went in for the shot, but after he missed it, he still had the presence of mind to get in there and tip that ball, keep it alive, so Bernie Willis could use his height and position to be able to make the two-pointer. So credit and assist to Brian on that play. That was a very fine one.
You could see the Edison coach being rather vocal and animated with his players, and they're down by 20 points, and it's difficult. I have to say this, though, in all fairness to the Edison team. These young men have hung in there. They're playing their hearts out with the limited skills that they have as basketball players, but it's not from a lack of interest or wanting. And that's what this is all about. This is what high school sports should be all about. And tonight, yeah, East Brunswick has the edge, but these kids haven't given up and are really hanging in there. And East Brunswick just a better team.
Yeah, I'd give Jim Muldowney a couple of years. I think he'll, if he can get the interest generated in the Edison High School, Group 4 school, I think you're going to see some more competitive teams for the Eagles.
Foreman, turn around, uses the glass. East Brunswick's lead cut to 18. Good pass underneath, Tenora to Potter. Potter can't make it. And they're going to call a foul on Lewis.
Okay. And that'll bring Potter to the line, shooting a one-on-one situation. That is Edison's 15th foul to begin this fourth quarter.
So Dave Potter adding a little bulk in there. And that's an ingredient East Brunswick has been missing. And if Dave can come around and provide a little scoring, he's going to provide a lift to this team, because he surely isn't intimidated out there.
There's that defense.
Landis to Forte. No, but Willis fighting his way, and I think
Right.
he's going to be fouled by McCann.
Well, McCann was more or less had Willis lassoed, trying to prevent him from going up. Bernie's really played an inspired second half. I have to tell you, he's really coming into his own here this particular game. This is the type of play that East Brunswick needs when it goes up against the better teams, such as St. Joseph and J.P. Stevens, Perth Amboy we saw the other night.
Well, I think, Jim, in a way, as we watched Bernie Willis at the line, Coach Knoppenberger has to be happy with this performance. He was looking for some more aggressiveness. He was looking for that tough man-to-man defense, and thus far he's seen it.
Right, we've seen a lot of turnovers off the press, too.
McCann underneath, blocked by Forte.
Huh?
And I'm sure Coach Knoppenberger is hoping that this is going to be the start of something that will carry over into the games against St. Joe's and the J.P. Stevens and Perth Amboys that East Brunswick still has to go against. Forte with the rebound, air ball there. Bryan to Trent. Ramon from the corner. Won't go this time. DeBrito bring it up for the Eagles. Brady. Oh, nice steal by Tenora.
He's going to take it himself, huh?
It's a foot race rather, and he'll take the layup. East Brunswick 63, Edison 41.
Kyle's first points tonight.
6:14 to go in the game. McCann.
That ought to be.
And that's a charge.
Sure was. Dave Potter sacrificing his body for the East Brunswick Bears.
As you might expect from a good tight end.
Fourth foul on McCann. He has only one more.
Nice pass from Forte to Trent, and Trent puts it up.
And this is run and gun right now.
This is fun time.
Yeah, again, almost another steal.
DeBrito to McCann. No good. Foul. I'm sorry, it's not McCann. I'm sorry, number 10 is JV player. That's Brian Heffernan.
That's some good heads-up play right there. That name was not given to us, but we're picking it up from the junior varsity.
And Heffernan will go to the line. East Brunswick with a 24-point lead. 5:53 to go in the game, 65-41. And we had a fairly close contest until about the middle of the third period, Jim. And East Brunswick opened it up. Potter with the rebound, unable to get it out. But it will go to the Bears. Tenora looking for Trent, throws it away. DeBrito. McCann's fouled underneath. I think it's going to be on Collins.
Yeah, light foul at that. Calling that on Potter?
No, Collins, 44, I believe. No, you're right, Jim. It was on Potter. His first.
Well, I'm confused because I have Potter listed for 4 fouls. If that was the foul. So either we're attributing fouls to other
the
players.
Wrong person here.
Yeah.
We tend to get lethargic in a game like this as well. 5:20 to go. East Brunswick 65, Edison 44. East Brunswick looking to improve their record to 5-5. Ball won't go for Trent. Edison trying to prevent their 7th straight loss.
Okay, well, if Potter didn't get a foul before, he has one now. And I guess that's his 2nd foul.
Foreman will go to the line for the Eagles. And East Brunswick's lead now to 20, 65-45. Foreman will get one more.
12th time that Foreman's going to the line here.
And he makes it.
8 for 12
And a
tonight.
bad pass from Tenor looking for Potter. Tenor taps it away. Forte picks it up. Looking underneath for Trent. Inside, good defense, and they're going to call
Double dribble.
double dribble, if you will, against Edison. 5 minutes left in the game. And I'm surprised Coach Nottenberger hasn't taken Forte out. He's played the entire game thus far. Looking underneath. Trent looking for Forte, won't go. This is Foreman. Across to Brady. Back to Foreman. And a turnaround jumper is good. 65-48. The Bears by 17. Potter take the shot. Won't go. Trent won't go. And Collins, basket's good, and he's fouled.
Give it to Sean. If that's on McCann, he's out of there.
Number 40, McCann is out. That's his 5th.
So, Muldowney electing not to use the full minute that he's allotted to replace the player. Who is that?
Deland comes in, number 14.
Another JV.
Another JV player for Edison. And Collins bangs it off the rim, won't go. This is Heffernan, and he drives in for his first basket of the night. .410 left in the game. Looking inside for Collins.
And good if it, no, they're
Yeah,
calling
they
a
call
travel.
a travel.
Quite frankly, if I was East Brunswick, I would not be in all that much hurry to put up a shot.
DeBrito, three-pointer, no good. Here comes Forte streaking down the left side, pulls up off the glass. East Brunswick 69, Edison 50. 19-point lead for the Bears with 3:40 to go in the game.
Another steal. Lots of turnovers tonight.
Forte won't go. Good hustle by Potter.
Couple of wholesale changes here for East Brunswick. Collins and Forte out, and seeing his first action tonight. 25, is that Dave Ferteg?
I believe so.
Okay. That is weird. We do not know for sure, but I believe number 25 is Dave Ferteg. You see him in your picture right there.
Tenor to Taylor. Taylor hits. He's in number 51. Ferteg number 25. It's Tenor, Ferteg, Taylor, Trent, and Potter.
So that's a full contingent of reserves there tonight, except for Trent.
Heffernan won't go. Gets his own rebound, and he's fouled by Potter. That'll be his 3rd, I believe.
I have him for 5. Okay, his 4th officially.
East Brunswick with a 21-point lead, 71-50, 2:48. Heffernan at the line. He'll get one more shot at it.
So Potter, seeing action mostly in the 4th quarter here, quickly picks up 4 fouls.
Good pass and Tenor to Trent. Trent with the layup.
And that outlet pass with Trent streaming down the sideline, I think is probably where he's most effective. We've seen a lot of outside shooting by Ramon Trent, but where you see him do his best is when he utilizes his speed, and he will take a rest tonight. He finishes with 14 points, by the way. Forte. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, while we have a moment, we tend never to get the names of these individuals in, but they are a big help to us in broadcasting these games, and with the lead such as it is, I'd like to mention that the names of Kathy Bruno and Louis Guglielmo, who are statisticians for Coach Knoppenberger, and managers Jennifer Egan and Michelle Katz. They provide us with the facts and figures that we use throughout the game, every game that we do here at East Brunswick. So I know I can speak for you and Phil in thanking them for their help. As Potter misses. 75-51 East Brunswick. We're down to 1:50 to go. Tenora, good hustle.
And he's been breaking up a lot of passes tonight.
Heffernan will move over on Taylor and take the basket. He'll go right over him. Tenora driving. There's Potter. He's going to put it in.
Okay, David has his first bucket tonight.
Up and under.
Everybody in the action tonight.
And changes are happening fast and furious. Derek Spivey is in for Edison, number 34.
Interestingly, the only non-scorer for East Brunswick tonight is Larry Steenvoorden.
And they're going to call Tenora, I believe, with traveling.
And this game slowly winds down. Okay, Foreman leaves the game, and he finishes as high scorer on the night with 17 points. Rather good evening's work for him.
DeLand to Heffernan. Heffernan outside, 3 points. Why not? Tenora comes up with it.
4 on 2 here.
He'll take it himself. No good. There's Potter. No. Pulled down by Sandal, number 54 for Edison. This is Spivey.
Call a charge. Again, Potter taking a full hit there.
I think he likes it. Last 35 seconds of this game, East Brunswick by 22.
Surprisingly, none of the fans have left this game. I guess they're all supplying rides to the players.
Well, this is, as we said, this is fun time. This is circus time almost. Steal by Charleston. Everyone wants the ball. Tenora is fouled by Lewis.
Clobbered.
So with 15 seconds to go, East Brunswick by 22. Tenora will go to the line.
Quickly, while we have a moment, high scorers for East Brunswick tonight. Both Brian Forte and Bernie Willis chipping in with 14 points apiece. Well, let's add Ramon Trent's name to that. He also had 14. So 3 players for East Brunswick with 14 points. Buzzy Landis had 8 points tonight. Mataseski did not score in the second half, had 4. And Sean Collins had 4 points. Potter, we saw, had 1 field goal so far. Taylor has a field goal.
And we're down to the last 5 seconds of the game as Sadal hits for Edison. 78-57 East Brunswick, and that should do it. And that's the final here. EB 78, the Edison Eagles 57.
Brings their record now to 5-5, and a bit of a tough slate coming up, John, for the Bears now that they have notched this win at home. They're going to be going to St. Joseph this Friday night, January 15th, and we'll follow that a week from tonight with Woodbridge, also an away game, and then we're going to be back here January 22nd, I believe a televised game with Bishop R. And then again, they're going to move on to Carteret. We got a home game with Saraville January 25th, Madison Central away, and then Linden, which is ranked 5th in the state. The Bears will be traveling up there, and that may be a pivotal game, believe it or not, if things work out the way they do, that East Brunswick may be needing that game to qualify for the state tournament.
Well, as we said at the outset of this game, this was a much-needed win for East Brunswick. They evened their record to 5-5 in the GMC, and it was an important win. More importantly, though, however, is the fact that Coach Knoppenberger is struggling to find the chemistry of this team, and hopefully he's found some ingredients here. I think it was a good game for Bernie Willis. Brian Forte played an outstanding game with a lot of hustle.
Very, very impressed by Brian Forte tonight.
Ramon Trent showing that speed and versatility that we knew he had. And some of the people coming off the bench. Potter made a good showing. Tenora was playing excellent ball. Buzzy Landis. It's got to be a total team effort if East Brunswick's going to move on from here. And as you mentioned, they have a tough schedule ahead of them.
Big uphill battle. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think the teams that East Brunswick is going to be playing in the next week or so, admittedly, is going to have more talent. Perhaps the Bears can play with Woodbridge. St. Joe's, I don't think there's any question. They're going to be in an underdog role. They're going to need that extra effort to pull off an upset here and there and see if they can put together a couple of wins, and that'll give them the confidence to perhaps make them give them that state tournament bid.
Okay, so for Jim Allender, I'm John Megliaro saying thanks for being with us. Again, our final here from East Brunswick High School, the Bears 78, the Edison Eagles 57. We'll see you again shortly.